Welcome back to another episode of Animation 101. I'm Scholar Dunahai, and in this episode, we will move beyond the very basics and get a little more complicated.
Hello, my name is Scholar Aguirre.
I'm Scholar Makayu.
And my name is Scholar Dorman. In this episode, we're going to be talking about tweening.
The word tween comes from the word in between. Back then, before computers were an important part of animating, animators had to draw each frame individually.
That does not sound very efficient. How does Adobe Animate change this?
The software can create animations between 2 points. It can calculate the frames for an object so you don't have to individually draw each frame.
There are two types of tweens, classic tween and motion tweens.
Let's go first with the classic tween. This is the most used type of tween for professionals. How do we get started?
First, you're going to need a symbol. You can't just tween a raw drawing. You have to select your art and press F8 to turn it into a graphic symbol.
That is a very useful tip. If you don't press F8, it will create uneven dotted keyframes.
Yes, once you put a symbol, you add a keyframe at the start and another at the end. Right-click the space between them and press Create Classic Tween. The timeline will turn purple to show it's activated.
Now onto motion tweens, which are the newer version of classic tweens. These turn the timeline into blue color instead of purple color.
Instead of creating keyframes for every frame, it creates a path for the object.
So it's almost like a track.
Yes, you are able to select the motion path on the display and manipulate it into curving. It makes things more circular, and it's a much easier way to tween.
A very unnoticeable but big mistake is placing multiple objects on the same layer.
That's right. An important rule to keep in mind is keeping one object per layer. If, let's say, you wanted your character's arm to move separately from each other, then you should place them in different layers.
If you don't place them in different layers, the program gets confused and doesn't play in animation correctly.
What if the movement looks robotic or fake?
That's where easing comes in. Inside the property panel, you can adjust ease settings.
Ease in means the object starts off slow and speeds its way up. Ease out means it starts out fast and slows down to create smooth animation. It makes your animation look slightly more realistic.
We've covered a few things today. Turning drawings into symbols with F8, using classic and motion tweens, and adding easing.
It may seem like a lot to learn, but the feeling when you see your animation play in front of you is a very rewarding one.
In the next episode, we'll be covering parenting and rigging, which helps keeping objects in where they're supposed to be.
We hope you found this episode helpful. Thank you all for watching.